Good morning. We'll continue with consumption, but today we want to talk about other influences on consumption. So the first influence on consumption, or the first factor that could affect consumption, is interest rate. And when we talk about interest rate, we're talking about the price of savings or borrowing. So here I got interest rate. An increase in interest rates means borrowing will become expensive for durable goods such as cars, housing, and furniture. As a result, households will cut their spending. Also, a rise in the interest rate will affect the value of stocks on stock markets, and thus reduces the value of investment on households' wealth, leading to a fall in consumption. So there are two things here with interest rate. A rise in interest rate means the price of borrowing increases. As a result, households will find it difficult to borrow more money, then spending will fall. Also, for the value of stocks, as soon as the interest rate increases, the value of stock reduces. And if the value of stock reduces, it means that the value of investment would fall. As a result, consumption would also fall. That's the first one. Then the second one is consumer confidence. We're talking about weak consumers. If consumers expect their situation to be the same or better in the future, they will tend to maintain or increase their spending. So if they feel that their situation will remain the same, they maintain their spending. But if they feel that their situation will improve in the future, they spend more, they increase their spending. However, if they expect it to get worse, they are likely to hold on purchases of non-essential items. Consumer confidence deteriorates during recession. But if they expect their situation to fall, to be worse over the future, they stop spending, especially on non-essential goods, things that are not valuable, things that are not depending on their lives. They stop spending on such things. That means consumption will fall. The third factor that affects consumption is wealth effects. And when we talk about wealth effects, we have wealth is divided into two. We have physical wealth, which is about housing, cars, furniture, and we have monetary wealth, which involves the physical cash, the cash in the financial institutions, our pension funds, our stocks and shares. So here I wrote, wealth is divided into two places: physical wealth, which comprises of items such as houses, cars, which I explained; monetary wealth like cash, money in financial institutions, life insurance policies. So thus, if the wealth of a house increases, consumption will increase. So this is what we call wealth effect. Wealth effect is about how much more wealth do we have. If we have much wealth, we increase our spending. But if our wealth reduces, we reduce our consumption too. So that is wealth effect. And the fourth one, the availability of credit. The rate of interest determines the price of credit. So the rate of the interest rate determines how much it's available for households or firms to borrow. So, however, the price of credit can determine how much is available for households to borrow. Reducing the availability of credit reduces consumption. So if financial institutions are reducing, or if the government of a country wants to reduce borrowing, then they intend to increase the interest rate. And as soon as they increase the interest rate, what happens? Borrowing will fall. And as soon as borrowing falls, demand in the economy would fall, consumption would fall. Then we have inflation, which is a persistent rise in the price of goods and services. A rise in the general level has two effects. First, households expect prices to be higher in the future. As a result, they brought forward their purchase. So if households feel or expect the price of, maybe for example, a car to increase in the future, they buy it now so that they don't want to pay that higher price in the future. And second one, rising inflation reduces the value of money. As a result, households will increase their savings. Consumption will also fall. So if there's high inflation rate, the value of money would fall. As a result of that, households would rather save more than to spend at that time, because what they will buy at that time will be little to what they used to buy. And the last factor that affects consumption is the composition of the households. So when we talk about the composition of the household, we have the young people, we have the old people, and we have the middle-aged people. How do they spend? So for the young and old people, they tend to spend the largest proportion of their income. So they tend to spend more of their income, the young people and the old people. For the young people, they spend on luxury, while the old people, they spend most of their income on health care. But for the middle-aged people, what do? They try to raise family, and they spend much of their income in raising family, funding education, and saving for mortgage. So these are all the factors that affect consumption. In the next class, we're going to talk about savings. Thank you.